P3, and then P again for the sportsman.
Yeah,
That would be coming for certain, like a baseball player, like a soccer player, cricket player. They can come under this one also. But also, let me correct one thing. You can actually bring them from green card directly from there to here. They don't need to come here and change it also. But also, let me correct one thing. You can actually bring them from green card directly from there to here. They don't need to come here and change it also.
Hi viewers, welcome to another episode. আমাদের যে সিরিজটা চলছিল US মাইগ্রেশন এন্ড US ইমিগ্রেশন নিয়ে, সেই সিরিজের থার্ড এপিসোডে আপনাদের সবাইকে ওয়েলকাম জানাচ্ছি। আমি নওশিন আছি আদনান ফারুক ব্লগস এর চ্যানেলে, এন্ড আমার সাথে আছে অ্যাটর্নি দিল্লি রাজ ভাট্টা। আমরা আজকে কথা বলবো আরো একটা ডিফারেন্ট ক্যাটাগরি নিয়ে, যে ক্যাটাগরিতে আপনি চাইলে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবেন আমেরিকাতে ইমিগ্রেশনের জন্য, এবং সেই ক্যাটাগরিটা হচ্ছে স্কিলড মাইগ্রেশন। So basically, Mr. Bhatta, what I was telling to my viewers that we're going to talk about the skill migration. You know, there is a way in Canada, in Australia, that people who are skilled people in the respective countries, right? They're working in some multinational companies or big companies in a very managerial post or something in a very big post for a long time, and they have that skill thing in them. So there is a category, right, for them to apply. So what are those categories?
In the US, we do not have the point system like Canada and Australia. I know there has been a talk in the Senate and Congress. They're introducing some bills to change this immigration to more tailored immigration toward what Australia and Canada has it, which is a little more complicated process. But what we have is those skilled, you know, you're talking about a skill. Let's say we have H-1B. H-1B is 85,000 people are being hired every year for this profit-related organization, any company program. And there are a lot of people who are hired without exempt, that are out of quotas, not-for-profit organization, education institution of all these universities, charitable hospitals, and all these institutions. They are hired as unlimited numbers of people. But there are also several other visas that come for the skilled people. Skill means pretty much anything is skill. You have to have, like, certain people have certain level. Like, remember we talked about EB1, EB2, EB3, and then come unskilled EB4.
Yeah.
They're unskilled also there. Like, let's say you want to hire a nanny. You can do that under that too, unskilled too. So you can able to provide a green card for her directly if you need to be a babysitter, for example.
Really?
Yeah, there are ways to do that, but you just have to find an employer for that.
Okay.
So this only exception we don't need an employer is EB1. You just have to show an intent to work good enough. For 2, 3, 4, we need an employer. Employer means I want to hire someone for this work. Based on their education, based on their experience, these people will be working for my company or my household, and I will be paying this salary. Okay. This is what happens. Remember, there are several types of visas. I don't think there is any visa that hasn't been covered, including temporary performance by artists, for example. P visa, there was
P3, yeah.
P3, and then P again for the sportsman.
Yeah.
That would be coming for certain, like a baseball player, like a soccer player, cricket player. They can come under this one also. But also EB1, 2, 3, 4. These cover pretty much all kind of people. And if you want to get temporary, there could be H1 visas. There is an E visa, H1EO, and for Australia, E3. There are several types of temporary visas only for work-related things here.
So H1 visa is for temporary?
Well, yes, it is given for 3 years.
And then you can
for
extend it?
3 years.
And then you can extend it?
Yes, 3 years. And then after, if you want to continue that, you go 1 year out of the country, and then you can refile it, and again it can count from there.
So what if with H1 visa I want to get migrated, or I want to get permanent resident here?
Well, yes, employers file that. This is when the EB2 and EB3 happen. Let's say EB2, EB3 is also same way. EB2, EB3, what happens is, let's say company says, okay, I am hiring this guy from Bangladesh. Example, you have a company today, tech company, media company for that. So you want some media experience support people to work with you, someone who has a bachelor degree or master degree experience. So you are paying them certain amount of salary, and then you can directly file through the Department of Labor. PERM is called PERM application, Department of Labor approves you to hire a foreigner,
Yeah.
and then after that happens, that Department of Labor approves with a certain salary, with a certain job description, certain education, certain requirement. Then you go to USCIS. USCIS approves, and then it goes to consular processing. So under EB2 or 3 category, that same person enters in the country, and he has to work for you for certain time minimum.
For certain time. What's that certain time?
Minimum, it has to be 6 months.
6 months.
Minimum.
For example, I own a production company here, right?
Yeah.
For making movies or
Yeah.
for making dramas or even the contents and everything. And I need my cinematographer from Bangladesh.
Yeah.
I need my editor from Bangladesh. Or I need my makeup person from Bangladesh or
Yeah.
whatever for my production.
Yeah.
So I can file for them.
Well, there are different visas again for them. For if you want to use that, O visa is also very good.
What is O visa?
O visa is just like EB1, but it's temporary
Okay.
for a certain time. 1 year, 2 years, certain time you can renew, extend it. They are coming for project wise only. Per movie shooting, let's say you need them 1 year, you just bring them here to complete the movie. They will come in here, they will go. But in the meantime, if they are eligible for that, you can also sponsor other visas here, or you can bring them permanently if your company has a permanent job position for that person.
Okay, so for O visa, it is permanent. It is temporary initially, but then you can change your status once you come in, right?
Yes, or you can directly, rather than going through that, you can go directly hiring process under EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, EB3, 2 and 3. Because you see, if they are going to be contributing in your company, as you're a production company, you'll be doing that for a long time, film maybe every year. So you bring one director who has work experience, he has a bachelor degree, he's known in the, not that celebrity level, but at least education and experience.
Yeah.
So we think, Department of Labor say, who can do what? There is minimum education requirement, minimum experience requirement.
Yeah.
Those people, your company can sponsor and bring them here with their family. If you want to do permanent, you can do green card. But if you want to do temporary, there are visas to have available for that.
Okay, so I have one question on that. Say I, for example, I have a company and I'm hiring people to work for my company. My company has to be well known, or my company has to have run for several years?
That's a very good question. The idea is that you have to have the ability to pay them.
Okay.
So if we can bring, let's say I have no dollar, and I'm promising someone to pay $1 million, that doesn't look believable.
Yeah.
Either I have to have a business plan, or
Yeah.
either I have to have some kind of revenue coming in,
Yeah.
or I can just pay them. I have to show them that my business is running. For example, my office this month, I have hired people, and we have given green card to people too. That's very important,
Okay.
and because we needed them. So they had no status from student to to green card. So same way, every small business can do that.
Can do that, but you have to have that ability to pay your employees,
Absolutely,
right?
there's a basic salary you need to pay.
Okay, I have one question on this again, but before that, I'm gonna summarize it in Bengali to the audience. Well, উনি যেটা বললেন সেটা হচ্ছে যে আপনার যদি সেই ধরনের এবিলিটি থাকে, আপনি ডেফিনেটলি আসতে পারবেন, এবং সেক্ষেত্রে আপনার একজন এমপ্লয়ার প্রয়োজন হবে। সেই এমপ্লয়ারকে আসলে আপনার জন্য ফাইল করতে হবে যে আপনি এখানে এসে তার জন্য কাজ করবেন, এবং আপনাকে ওটা প্রমাণ করতে হবে যে যেই কোম্পানির জন্য আপনি কাজ করছেন। ফর এক্সাম্পল, আমরা আসলে প্রোডাকশন কোম্পানি নিয়ে কথা বলছিলাম, কিংবা আমি যদি এখন একটা অন্য কোম্পানি নিয়েও কথা বলি, সেই কোম্পানি রিলেটেড কাজে, ওই বিজনেস রিলেটেড কাজে আপনি পারদর্শী, সেটাই আপনাকে আসলে প্রমাণ করতে হবে আপনার এডুকেশন লেভেল দিয়ে, আপনার এক্সপেরিয়েন্স দিয়ে, অ্যান্ড এভরিথিং। সো এটা বেসিক্যালি কোনো পার্মানেন্ট ভিসা না, টেম্পোরারি, বাট ইয়েস আফটার কামিং আপনার এমপ্লয়ার চাইলে আপনার জন্য গ্রিন কার্ডও অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারে, এটা দেখিয়ে যে ইয়েস আমার এই এমপ্লয়কে সারা জীবনের জন্য আমার কোম্পানিতে দরকার। এবং এটা আসলে খুবই লুক্রেটিভ একটা চান্সেস আমি মনে করি যে it is lucrative chances,
Yeah, but
right?
also let me correct one thing. You can actually bring them from green card directly from there to here. They don't need to come here and change it also.
How come?
Just same way. We just get it approved from here, fire department, and then they get a consulate, U.S. embassy, they stamp a green card, and they come from there too.
Oh.
Just like EB1, they do EB3, EB4. Just the only difference between EB3 and EB4 is like there are a few things. The education and experience is lower requirement, and there is a Department of Labor job verification we have to go through. It's a genuine job being offered, employer advertise, see there is no US worker who can support you here under that same company, and then this is a process. The Department of Labor takes about 7, 8, 9 months depending on the different time of the year. After that, it takes about a year or so by the time your person can come in green card with the whole family, if it is genuine and all these things.
So you were talking about like an employer, right? So you remember I have given you one profile of one of my relatives 2 days back, yeah? So he is a very, he is working in a very reputed position in a multinational company. His position is very much higher and a very good salary in Bangladesh, right? Or he is now posted in out of Bangladesh in a different country. So what about those kind of people? I mean, what kind of employer they need? Okay,
there are a few ways this person can come in. Number one, if he is working for a company, if let's say that company has a branch in the United States, they can directly transfer employees under L visa.
Okay.
That's one way. And then when you coming here, they can also file green card too, no problem. If the company is still, they can directly file green card now and bring it. Option, temporary file L1 or directly file green card. This is one option. Another thing is, let's say he finds a new employer here. Any production company, not production, any distribution, like for example for him.
Okay.
That's what the experience he has. That is a degree, all these things. And the company here has to have a genuine purpose. Of course, you know, I am in the law, but I can't hire doctors because I have no employment for them.
Yeah.
So these things have to match. And the ability to pay, if it's a good business, genuine business, should no problem. They can directly come in green card, or they can come in temporary visas under H, under O, under E2. There are several ways of coming.
Very good. So very interesting. I never knew a lot of things about all this thing. Actually, I was only, you know, concentrating on my categories all these years. So yes, so আপনাদের কিন্তু চাইলে অনেক ধরনের possibilities আছে if you are eligible and if you intend to come here. So intention is very important if you are intend to come here.
Yeah, if you have a plan to come here, it's worth exploring some options.
Yeah. And there are many people who come here for PhD or masters with their family. How come they change their status to permanent residence?
Oh yeah, this is what happened. Let's say if some people, PhD is a research-based program, right? People do a lot of research. They can be eligible for EB1 and EB2. Under EB2, you know, even though what we talk about EB2, there is one way to get the employer's verification of employment. Employers file for employee, go through Department of Labor, gets all these approvals, does the job posting, try to hire Americans, unable to hire Americans, then try to bring people, either they are here or outside the country. But there is something called national interest waiver.
Yeah.
So let's say if certain people have PhD or science, math, research, that is something important for the country. I have known, and we have even actually done, some scientists, they don't have to have a job. They do not need to be hired or filed by the employer. They can self-petition requesting the USCIS waiver means national interest waiver, because I am such a caliber person, my education, my experience, my research, you should waive my Department of Labor certification filing perm.
Yeah.
So they directly request to the USCIS, and there are certain requirements, certain evidence, the 10, 15 letters you need, professors you need. We just have to prove that this is the
documentation.
So, and they can directly get a green card based.
So is it only because of, it is only for the PhD holders of who are doing PhD, or the masters also?
It could be masters too, but very rare cases depending on the achievement they have had in the field of education, in the field of their thing, whatever they have researched. Research, maybe the lab, you know, you're probably reading a lot of things. A lot of foreigners are in behind this COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
So those people, there are a lot of people who are working behind the scene, researcher, scientist, author, we call them scientists, whoever has those knowledge, they can be eligible without even employer filing for them.
Great.
But case by case basis, each case is different. We just have to see how they can fit in that requirement.
Yeah. So, and these kind of categories, normally it takes time, how long? 1 to 1.5 years?
No. When the employer files, it takes 1.5 years. But when the employee self-file this can be done anytime within a week. We can file it if the documentations are there.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter. And some of the applications are eligible for premium processing. Some are not. Some have to go through regular processing.
গ্রেট। সো আমার মনে হয় আপনারা যারা এতক্ষণ দেখছেন এই ভিডিওটা, তারা চাইলে আপনাদের যদি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে কোনো প্রবলেম থেকে থাকে, আপনারা কিন্তু চাইলে কমেন্ট বক্সে আমাদেরকে কোয়েশ্চেন করতে পারেন। আমি শিওর যে কোয়েশ্চেন সবাই বুঝতে পেরেছেন, বাট তারপরে যদি না বুঝে থাকেন আমরা আবারও এলাবোরেটলি আপনাদেরকে ডিসকাস করতে পারবো আপনাদের সাথে। সো বেসিক্যালি যেটা বলছিলেন যে আপনার যদি, উনি যেটা বলছিলেন, আপনার যদি সেই এবিলিটি থাকে, ক্যাপাবিলিটি থাকে, আপনি চাইলে এখানে অবশ্যই আসতে পারবেন। জাস্ট আপনাকে আপনার ইন্টেনশনটা থাকতে হবে। কিছু কিছু ক্ষেত্রে আপনার একজন এমপ্লয়ার খুঁজতে হবে আপনার এক্সপার্টাইজের জায়গায়, আর কিছু কিছু ক্ষেত্রে কোনো এমপ্লয়ার ছাড়াই যদি আপনি রিসার্চার হন, ইউ আর গুড ইন ইউর স্টাডিজ, আপনি যদি মানে এই লেভেলের কোনো কিছু অ্যাচিভ করে থাকেন, তাহলে কোনো এমপ্লয়ার ছাড়াই আপনি এখানে অ্যাপ্লাই করতে পারবেন ফর ইউর মাইগ্রেশন। সো এই ভিডিওটা আমরা এখানে শেষ করছি। ইফ ইউ লাইক দিস ভিডিও, প্লিজ গিভ ইট আ থামস আপ, কমেন্ট করবেন, শেয়ার করবেন, চ্যানেলটা সাবস্ক্রাইব করবেন আদনান ফারুক ব্লগস, এবং আমাদেরকে কমেন্ট বক্সে লিখে পাঠাবেন যে কোনো কোয়ারিজ থাকলে লিখে পাঠাবেন, এবং কি কি দেখতে চান, কি কি জানতে চান এই ইমিগ্রেশন রিলেটেড অবশ্যই জানাবেন। ডেসক্রিপশন বক্সে ভাটা ল ফার্মের সমস্ত ইমেল আইডি, ফোন নাম্বার, কন্ট্যাক্ট অ্যাড্রেস দেওয়া আছে, চাইলে সেখানেও যোগাযোগ করতে পারবেন। এবং আরেকটা সবচেয়ে ইম্পর্টেন্ট বিষয় হচ্ছে যে আপনি যদি চান ভাটা ল ফার্মে আপনি বাংলায় কথা বলতে চান, সেটারও সুযোগ আছে। সো দেরি করবেন না, যদি চান আজই কন্ট্যাক্ট করতে পারবেন। দেখা হবে নেক্সট ভিডিওতে।